Stoma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the NBA. So y'all check this out. Well, the NBA has done a little survey and poll amongst the NBA players themselves. And a few things have come out, and I'm like, I don't agree with some of the players. It's funny, right? And one that stuck out, right, which was Russell Westbrook is the most overrated player in the NBA. Most of the more NBA players, I forgot the percentage, 43% or whatever, he was voted the most overrated player in the NBA. And I'm like, I watch Russell Westbrook. I've been watching for a few decades here. I don't agree with that, categorically. I think Russell Westbrook is the most underrated and overhated player in the NBA. That's how I would see it. And it's just the reasons. I don't have to jot nothing down here. Just simple, right? Russell Westbrook is doing things that others aren't. Since Bigfoot footage, since the Wilt Chamberlains and the Oscar Robinsons of the world, that's black and white TV, Bigfoot footage where you can barely see him. That's the kind of stuff he's doing. Monumental, historical things, night in, night out. I think this is the case of hate, unfortunately. But when you're looking at it, he's playing the guard position and he's averaging 11 rebounds. I don't think we've seen that anytime recently. A guard averaging 11 rebounds and not being 6'3". 6'9", Ben Simmons ordered about, what is he averaging now? By 8? I'm just saying, that doesn't happen just that alone. You're talking about on the defensive end, you're manning him up, he can defend his man. Passing lanes. He fills them, right? Third in steals in the league. Bring anything up there weak from the guard position or any position, he's going to try to attack it. So he's decent on the defensive end to good, I think, right? Extremely good, probably a level under extremely good, but he can defend his man. You have that. He's assisting, leading the league in assists the last 2 years or whatever. Top 3 in the last 3 years. So all that being said, we didn't even just mention average triple doubles, right? No one else is. No one's close, okay? People get triple doubles, it's a big deal, except for when Russell Westbrook gets it because he's doing it on a nightly basis. It's making the others look bad, right? People coming here with, lame excuses. You heard stuff as absurd as, well, he's the only one trying to go get triple doubles. Someone actually said that. A pundit on TV in front of everybody said something that ridiculous. That's kind of ridiculousness you say when you're drunk somewhere with a bunch of friends and it's not getting out. But you feel comfortable enough to say something as absurd as he's the only one trying to go out and get a triple double. What kind of crap is that? That's the last thing you're supposed to say in your huddle. Everybody go out and get a triple double. Break. You know what I'm saying? Because then the ball's going to be moving. Then everybody's going to be running for them rebounds. And everybody's going to try to shoot efficiently. Or do something. I'm going to get 10, which I agree with Skip Bayless on the triple-double. You probably want to be able to get 20, 10, and 10. Right? Because 10 points, you can accidentally get them if you get some minutes. Especially nowadays, just swing your hands through, you go to the free throw line. Ridiculous. But we don't want to start ranting. Here's the thing. No way, no how is Russell Westbrook overrated, because when you're talking MVP, right? You're talking MVP, you're talking everybody else. His name is not mentioned this year or last year. Averaging a triple-double, things we haven't seen until we've seen him, right? We forget that. That's not easy to do. 20, 10, and 10. Last year, 26, 10, and 10. Year before that, 30, 10, and 10. Leading the league in points. Then the next year, leading them in assists. All these monumental things you're seeing, you're watching, acting like you know about the NBA, and then you're going to act like this is not huge. This is huge. And no one is doing it. Again. So, yeah, well, if somebody else go out and try to get a triple-double, what the hell you think Ben Simmons over there doing? Of course he's trying, because he can't shoot that well, but he's doing everything else, and I think he's a great player. You want some Ben Simmons on your team. And a whole lot of other ones that weren't the best shooters. Russell Westbrook's shooting percentages are down. Good. But I tell you what, playoffs come, that might even go up. And at the end of the day, sometimes you have to take shots to make sure that they stay honest. Right? That's a little thing. So, yeah, shooting is down this year, but when you got to be looking for something. but he's not overrated because if he's MVP, you're talking anybody. Giannis Antetokounmpo this year, James Harden this year, and Anthony Davis. If his team was winning, we talking about best players. Anthony Davis names get mentioned. LeBron is always mentioned. Paul George was in the MVP race this year. There's so many people above Russell Westbrook, right? Kevin Durant and them, and Steph Curry, which everybody on Golden State eliminates themselves for me. You got so much spacing that the world has never seen on that team. Yeah, you better be getting something. If somebody else leave like before Durant, then I would have been talking Steph Curry. But once Durant got there, neither one of y'all in the MVP race or best player race. You're messing that up by playing together, in my opinion, because you got Klay Thompson over there, the best shooter in the world has ever seen, right, behind just Steph Curry. Right? It's ridiculous. So, no, they don't get it. Bottom line is, where's Russ's name? It's not in there. So that overrated would be like, well, Russell Westbrook, because he's having a triple-double, he's the best player in the league. No one ever says that. As soon as they say that about his triple-double, yeah, he's having a triple-double. But listen, this is what he can't do, and this is what he's not doing, right? And then they have to correct themselves. Yeah, well, he gives everything 120%. Yeah, sometimes he makes bad decisions. Well, but at the end of the day, the bottom line, people get out of his way to let him rebound the ball. You know something? And you guys played the NBA or are playing now and acting like you don't know why they're letting Russell Westbrook get the ball. Right? Like no one, it would have to be a Doma on the internet somewhere that's the only one seeing why they want to give Russell Westbrook the ball. Well, damn it, if you're not throwing the ball up court, right, forward in the pass, then the second fastest way to get it up court would be with this man here. Especially when you're talking about finishing on top of it. There's a couple of players, his speed level. Russell's 30 now. Maybe a Fox, or I'm missing somebody. That little dude in Detroit played back up. Forget his name right now. There's a few fast ones in there, right? But this dude is here like I might finish on top of somebody if they get up in my way when I'm trying to do this dunk. Because it's athleticism coming at you. And that's after a couple of knee injuries. Right? So don't even try it. So what they do is, why should a big man have the ball if both of us can get it? I'm getting it and I'll holler at you. I hope you trailing quickly, because if not, I'm finishing. And it's transition. That is the reason that he's getting the ball, because they know what's about to happen. And before the team sets up, waiting on this big man to get, you know how big man you get the ball. I got one on my team, right? He's real muscular. It's the Hulk up in there. So when he get the rebound, he got to pose and hold it real hard. Make sure that everybody know you can't get the ball. We ain't got time for that. I mean, it's cool. Just every now and then you do it once or twice a game because you in the room, you're in the gym training, and you let people know I'm training and you can't get this ball, right? So they pose a little bit, but that pose take about 2 seconds. People back on the break, lighting up a cigarette, waiting for you to come down court. We ain't got time for all that. Russell Westbrook, boom, he gets it and he's gone. That's the reason that he gets a lot of them rebounds, or those close rebounds where he's getting it because they know I ain't running as fast as him, so I might as well let him go. And if he don't got nothing, then I'm trailing. Cool. But I could probably watch what's going on from here, right? That's the reason, and everybody knows it, that has anything to do with the NBA or close to it or any level of basketball. So, no, not at all is this man overrated. Because if he was overrated, he would be in the MVP race every year. If I had a vote, he would be in it every year until someone else averages a triple-double, because it is the most important statistic to me. All this, well, your winning percentage and all that. Yeah, I got people around me. This guy's been averaging 10 assists with different players. How in the hell can you average 10 assists with Roberson shooting last year before he got hurt and the year before that? So you're kicking it to the short corner, but that don't mean nothing with Roberson. Roberson make a shot, a free throw shot, and that was a standing ovation. You had him on your team, and you had Steven Adams, and you figured out how you and Steven Adams to mesh and to understand each other. Y'all got that Aquaman stuff popping off, right? Really, it's on, without thinking. That's cool to make that, establish that. But your players were changing. His players were changing. And he still was able to facilitate on a high level. And that's from someone who wasn't supposed to be a point guard. It's changing this game, right? Trying to take less shots unless somebody ain't on it. So right now he's working with Ferguson. Your boy Jeremy Grant is improving, starting to do things off the dribble. So, it's something there. Somebody going to have a problem in the playoffs, and then we might be talking different. But at the end of the day, let's get back to these NBA players. I don't understand how they can say overrated, right? I don't understand. I think it's a lot of hate going on there because it's really exposing people. It's like, yeah, well, what's the problem? Oh, well, he gives 120% every night. Well, what's up? You getting paid too, right? You know, things like that. People start looking at you. Man, why is when you go home? Why is people talking about, well, why did Russell Westbrook get another triple double on y'all? Did you what you get, baby? You'd be like, well, I had 16, 4, and 3. Hey, how big is you, man? You about 6'8". Can you do that? You know? And then people start talking, right? And it's irking them. You know, because you can't tell me that people are not trying to do that. And hate goes far in sports. I always like to give this, thing that happened to Steffi Graf and my girl, Monica Seles, in tennis. She gets stabbed on a tennis court in the late 80s or early 90s. And, the German dude did it because he was like, Steffi Graf ain't going to be number one no more if Monica Seles is still here, right? So he stabs her, a little old girl on the court. And she never was the same after that, couldn't come back right away. And the tennis players had a vote, the top 10, the ladies from that era. Hey, should we freeze her points till she's able to come back and make her number one? And they voted, 9 of them voted against it. I like to say that. Make sure that they know somebody might. Yeah, those 9 players said no. Now think about it. Your colleague got stabbed on the tennis court, and 9 players say, we ain't freezing their points. Trying to treat it worse than the injury. That's kind of thing. So hate can go that far. So the NBA players, you know what? You can't take those stats and the fact this man's must-see TV and never mention the MVP ratings or rankings, right? If he's never mentioned, then how the hell is he overrated? Only thing you hear about Russell, he gives 120%, and he's averaging those triple doubles. But he's doing that. It's not like somebody's giving him all this love for him doing nothing. He's not rated in anybody's probably top 5 players. And he should be averaging a triple double just from that alone. If it was 13, 10, and 10, that would still be awesome. But to be the second highest scorer on your team and averaging triple double 3 years in a row and not be an MVP race, I do not think that the man is overrated. So I disagree with the NBA players on this. Love them, but I disagree with them here. Dome Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm about to here, y'all.